Okay, Victor here, Calgary Water and Flood Services. We've just removed most of these exterior drywall portions and the insulation behind them. As you can see, due to a lot of the holes that have come through for some work, I guess, that was performed on the roof. There's some impact points here that has let a large amount of water that has migrated in a number of places from these holes. They've come down past the plates and soaked the exterior plywood. And then, of course, that water has traveled down and found its way to wet portions down below. And, of course, has made a lot of the insulation that has, been gotten moist and wet and, of course, needed to be removed. So then, of course, as we go along from the front door, I'll just make a note. This front door paper is completely wet, soaking wet with drips from, I guess, either another impact point or other migrations of moisture that's come in from above. And so we removed the drywall in this area. Of course, remove the rest of the drywall along here. We also have another corner that's been very affected and very wet here. I believe the roofer is upstairs repairing another hole from here. So all the insulation has been removed. All of the baseboard plating that's down below, again, a 1950s, 1960s home, they used actually a baseboard plate there. This whole plate and the whole section here is quite wet. So we are going to clean up after we finished our removal. And then we're going to install our equipment next to our containment area here and really dry this area out. We do have a few complications just with drywall removal. It is not typical, but this mesh reinforcement was again a practice in the 50s and 60s. And it's made for corners or areas that have an edge that join one another for stability and making sure the plaster doesn't crack. So these are all going to have to be ground out with a grinder to allow the drywall crew to come in and, of course, marry the new technology of 1/2 or 5/8 inch drywall board and install that process. We also had to remove a lot of strapping that was strapped in this direction to hold up, I guess, the drywall portion once the insulation was put in. So there's another layer of material that also had to be removed. So this is the main front entrance and living room. And yeah, I think we're almost done our demolition portion here, and there'll be other videos to follow.